Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Dave Snedeker, who's with Nebraska Furniture Mart and is the division merchandise manager over floor covering. Dave, how you doing?
Great, Kemp. How are you?
I'm good. Good to be with you. I know I've caught you in Atlanta. You're at the Atlanta Rug Market. That's primarily what I wanted to talk to you about. But before we get into the market, let's get into a few background items. Many people know Nebraska Furniture Mart is a Berkshire Hathaway property. You're a major retailer in the Midwest focusing on furniture, floor covering, electronics. You offer your own credit. You have 3 stores in Kansas City, Omaha, and Des Moines, and you're going to open a store next year in Dallas, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're in 4 major categories: furniture, flooring, appliances, and electronics. And we're building a store in Dallas right now in actually the Colony, and that'll be opening next year.
So you're over floor covering. Of all the people I interview, you're kind of unique, especially as we talk about rugs, because you do offer furniture. And as people watch what's going on in the area rug market, we're seeing a little bit of a trend toward that sector or toward that channel of distribution, because more rugs are being sold every year in retail outlets that carry furniture. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think there's been a huge movement over the last couple of years back to rug sales within furniture stores, because you can put so much of it together in groupings and really kind of inspire the customer to see what she can do in her home.
Yeah. You know, there's 2 ways of looking at it. When a consumer buys a hardwood or a tile floor, they're probably going to turn around and buy a rug. And I still think if specialty retailers offered some kind of a discount or certificate for their rug purchase, that'd be a good way of going. But the other way that, and I think this is where the business is moving, is that they go in and they buy furniture, and while they're picking out their sofa or their other fabric items, they just go ahead and match it with a rug, right?
That's right. I think, to your point, both are viable ways of going. The hard surface flooring products are on a huge, steep increase right now.
Yeah.
And to me, that would lend itself, but the furniture groupings also lends itself to great sales.
Okay. So before we get into the details about the show, one last question. Just looking at Nebraska Furniture Mart and your results for 2013, tell us how you did.
Well, the floor covering department had a really good year. We were up in excess of 13% on the year, and we're really excited about next year as well, or this year, I guess, now that we're in 14.
That's right. And what percentage of your sales goes to area rugs when you start talking about floor covering?
Oh, it's between 15 and 20% of floor covering sales.
All right. I'm just curious, why do you think that you're successful at selling rugs when some other retailers are struggling with it?
Well, I think the biggest reason for us to be successful in rugs is that we have a huge assortment. We cover all the different styles, different sizes, and different price points. And we have a large selection. We show over 2,000 rugs in Omaha and in Kansas City.
What you're saying is if you're going to be in the rug business, you need to jump in with both feet, right?
Yeah, typically speaking, a 40-arm rack isn't necessarily going to cut it if that's all you're going to show. And then, of course, we have a lot of backup stock as well. So it's instant gratification for the customer. They can pick it up and take it with them.
All right. So I know you haven't been at the show a long time, maybe just yesterday, and I'm catching you in the morning. So just as you look around, are there any big news items that we need to talk about?
Well, I don't know that I've got news items yet. I think the general consensus that I've come up with so far is that everyone seems to be very upbeat about this year. It looks like it's going to be a really positive year. For the first time in quite a long time, I'm seeing a lot of new products. I'm seeing brighter colors, a lot of new fabrics. So it looks like it's going to be an exciting year in rugs.
Is there a sense of how well the rug market did in 13? You know, a lot of people are saying that the floor covering market grew about 7%. Do you think that the rug market outpaced that growth?
Me personally, no. I think it probably didn't, but I think it's poised to do that this year.
When you go to this market, I know you see a lot of the major suppliers. Do you get a chance to go to any of the seminars?
No, I really don't. I've only got a few days to be here, so I pretty much stick to just seeing my vendors.
Okay. Now one other thing that's been happening in the rug market that we've seen through this recession is we've seen kind of a drop in the average price points. Whereas, a 5x8 at one point was perhaps selling around $500, and we've seen that price go down. Are we seeing a stabilization or perhaps even a reversal of that trend?
I think it might have stabilized. It's not at the price points it used to be. but I think the price points are fairly stable. There's some pretty consistent price points that still offer good value for the money. The issue right now is stabilizing those price points and stabilizing the gross margin.
Well, and with a company like you, too, I mean, part of what's driven this price erosion has been some of these mass merchants like Bed Bath & Beyond, the home centers and stuff like that. And you kind of have a different clientele, don't you?
We do. But one of the things that we really do is we want to sell to everyone. We want to have something for everyone. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go after that low-end price point just as well, and hopefully we'll bring them in and buy a nice hand-knotted rug as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So when it comes to trade shows in the rug market, you've got the Atlanta market, you got the High Point market, you got the Vegas market, you got the New York market. How does this Atlanta market compare to the rest of them?
Well, Atlanta offers us kind of a different look at it. Some of our key vendors, and that's what it really for us is all about. It's the vendors that you really work with and do business with. Some of our key vendors are here and show here, so this market is still a viable option to us.
Mm-hmm. All right, Dave. Well, I hope you have a great market. Thanks for taking a few minutes, stepping out in the hall and talking to us. Again, we're talking to Dave Snedeker, who is Division Merchandise Manager with Nebraska Furniture Mart, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.